What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this continuation, should I make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 in Minecraft. This is part 25, and in this one we are going to be finishing off the musical memory area along with doing this vent leading up to Reject Room. We do not start Reject Room just yet. I don't really want to throw that task at you, at least in this part. But yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Wow, this is a big map. Oh, Lord. So before we start with anything actually doing, there's one thing I want to point out that I mentioned in the last part, but I completely forgot to actually do it or show you it. So, as an option here, on the, back flat wall, on the right side, where you have these two red wool, on the top one, you're just going to place a dark oak sign. This is the skip button, and from my experience, it's sometimes there and it's sometimes not. I think if you go into replay encounter, it'll be there, but I think if you just play through normally, it won't. At least that's what I understand. I could be entirely wrong on that, I'm not sure. I won't add it here because it apparently doesn't exist, but when I played originally, or when I was doing the videos and stuff of this, it did in fact exist. So anyway, you want to start off with the actual room itself by getting out, andesite. Andesite walls. Nether brick fence. Iron bars. Black concrete, that would be important probably. And what do we go with, actually? That's a really good question. We can make Bunzo, actually. Yellow terracotta. Bamboo trapdoors. A creeper head. And we'll go with either a barrier, structure, void, string, whatever. Just something that isn't really visible that you can place a block off of. So off each of the three sides that don't have a platform, or a platform sticking out, you want to head to the kind of bottom of the drum, and what you want to do is from the cyan terracotta here, just really each one, you're going to leave a gap out, a block gap moving out and place an andesite on, again, the three sides that aren't the front. The front is a little bit different. You should have kind of this if you're looking at it from the back. On the front side, where the pathway is, if you just head to the middle polished deepset row on this side and you head to the stone just kind of in front of it, you'll count both left and right by 3 from that, where you'll place a couple of andesites like so. That's not all of them though, there's 2 more buttons, and then I guess there's the warning button, which we're gonna kind of make at the same time. It's just a little bit higher, but I guess it is the same. So, left and right of the kind of back row, you want to take the back row of polished deepset walls, I guess, which is this one on the, back wall itself, and you want to just go out diagonally back with an andesite, and it should be kind of like this. You have... It's not very evenly split, but you have this regardless. It's not supposed to be evenly split. You can really put the warning button wherever you please. I have it, between the back 2 most andesites. If I just take the middle stone, I'll count back by 3 and place an andesite there. Extend each andesite, except for that one, well, kind of that one, I guess. Extend each andesite up with the following. We're going to include this one, I guess, for now. 1 andesite, 3 andesite walls, 4 nether brick fence, and then a black concrete. This one is different in one way. Instead of placing 4 nether brick fence, you're placing 5 nether brick fence and then a black concrete. So it's just 1 block higher. And yeah, you'll do this with all of them. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am, for the most part, can't complain. Kind of been a laid-back day, but it is a Monday, so I guess I can complain. Monday is always a reason to complain. Okay, that's also a reason to complain, I guess. Let's go around then, that's fine, whatever. Be annoying like that. I don't have anything fun to say. Crazy, we're a quarter of the way to 100 on this already. We should not be that far along, but, you know, I have nothing better to do than record this, so that's what I've been doing. Just this, and more of this, and then more of this. And then even after that, maybe a little bit more if I'm feeling it. And then more sometimes after. Anyway, you should have this kind of arrangement. From the top, these are weirder. I will start by saying that immediately, and not all of them are actually exist. Yup. So off of the kind of sides of the tube here on the top, you're gonna take every other polished deep slate slab and place an andesite on it. Specifically the first, third, and fifth in each row. If you're like over the edge of the wall, just ignore it. Just place them anyway. The one odd exception here is you want an andesite on each corner. We'll start with that, kind of, which will create a really annoying diagonal shape, but just trust the process. The only little exception being on the front row here, closest to the entrance, is you're actually going to kind of break the andesites and just place them on the other blocks, so basically the other two slabs, so it's second and fourth rather than first, third, and fifth. Below each andesite block, you want an andesite wall. You will have these like 3 diagonals. They are kind of annoying. Do just pay no mind to them. Or 2 diagonals. Those are also exist. Yes. So the front kind of portion, these like the 2 on the very front and then the kind of first diagonal out. You're gonna place a black concrete under the andesite walls like so. Just those 4. From there, we're gonna take the first diagonal one on both sides and extend the andesite wall down with a nether brick fence. Then go out 1. Down 1, out 1, and then down with a black concrete. I should probably do that on both sides before I consider the next step. Nice. You're going to do the same thing on all of the straight ones. Basically, that just means all of them but the 2 diagonal back corners, which would be these right in the center. And yeah, you're going to need to do, in total, according to my calculations, 9 of these? 3 on each side? Yeah, 9 of these. They're fairly simple, just a little bit annoying to place because fences. And yeah. I don't really have anything to say. This room will be pretty much done though, like immediately. We won't really have, because we don't have a ton to do. Once we finish these, it's literally just this room and the vent, and then we're into a reject room. Oh, I guess Bunzo as well. That's a thing. The corner ones are quite strange, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna have to bear with me, though. So, from the corner andesite wall, you want to go down with 2 nether brick fence. Or diagonal, I guess, not corner. You will then go towards you or backwards by 1. Then out by 1. And then down with a black concrete. Just like so. And that should, in theory, be all of the buttons. You can tuck all the top ones away if you'd like, or I guess really do whatever you want with most of them, but yeah. One other thing we do need to do is on each of the iron bars, you're going to kind of take, or each of the andesite blocks, I guess, at the bottom here, along with the first andesite wall, you want to place an iron bar just outside of it. So essentially what that would mean is, if you're going to place the iron bar and you're connecting between 2, then that's wrong, or if you're directly next to one, I guess. Like, for example, this is fairly easy. These are, like, the, I guess, side ones here are all just on the outside. The iron bars are away. These diagonal ones are also just to the left/right, like so. And then the warning button, you can do whichever side you want. I did right side, if you're looking at it, which is this side. Or the, I guess, the manual stop, whatever. I'm going to call it the warning, because it's a warning symbol. So, and I missed this one. Yeah, kind of a weird explanation, but you should have this. Anyway, for Bunzo. It's fairly simple. You can have him as high or as low as you want. You want to be looking up into this tube right here. And I'm going to take the very center and bring it all the way down with nether brick fences until I'm in line with the final polished deep-side walls, like that. That's probably as low as I'd go. You could have them all the way up if you wanted, but it's up to you. You then place a yellow terracotta below that. Moving towards the entrance from that, you'll place a creeper head. This is his little hat. I know it has a face, but it's besides the point. Off the left and the right of the yellow terracotta, you'll place bamboo trapdoors open up against it. And then below the yellow terracotta, you want a barrier, like so. You can now clear your inventory and put the barriers in your actual inventory itself and get out. Item frames. Waxed oxidized cut copper stays. Don't actually have to be waxed, but that is besides the point. I do wonder if those were supposed to be waxed and that random tick speed is on, or I won't think about it too hard. Dark oak trapdoors. You actually need the following trapdoors along with those: warped, waxed weathered copper, waxed copper, mangrove, bamboo again, and crimson, and that should be all. Yeah. So first off of the left and the right of this barrier, you'll place item frames. They will be floating, that is fine. Off the back of the yellow terracotta, you'll place an upside down waxed, oxidized, cut copper stair facing into it, like so. And that's Bunzo. He kind of has no head, but it's kind of besides the point. It's good enough. On the little stop button, the furthest, like, I guess out black concrete, the furthest up that comes down, or comes from the ground, I guess. That's a weird way to word that. You're going to place an item frame on it regardless. Get rid of either your item frame or your stairs, and get out a hopper. And you want to place a hopper in said item frame and then rotate it until it's upside down. As for the buttons here, we're going to start with the back 4 here on the bottom, and you want to actually count left an additional one to this one here on the left side. On this, you're going to place a you're going to place a copper trapdoor, just like that. It should be on the right side of it. Looking towards the back, this one on the left, you'll have a weathered copper trapdoor. Next one to the right, you'll have a warped, then a mangrove, then a bamboo, and then if you turn to the right, you'll have a crimson off that one. They should all be opened up against the kind of side that faces towards the center of the drum. That's going to be how we go about doing this. Out of the top set, you're going to take, out of these like back 3 center ones, or I guess if you take the back center one specifically and count right from it by 1, you'll place a warp trap door open up against that one. The rest of these, again, facing towards the center, you'll place a dark oak trap door open up against the black concrete. The only exception to this is these corner ones. They're not really exceptions, they're just, I guess, asterisks. On these like top corner ones, you're placing a dark oak trap door on both the, I guess, front side and the inside. So yeah, it would kind of be at a diagonal angle realistically, and that's the only way I didn't think too hard, I guess. But you should end up with this. Nice. That's technically speaking musical memory itself done. We just have to do the little funny room, which does not have much going on, I'm not gonna lie. However, it is everybody's favorite, and that means a diagonal room. So these are kind of inferenced because you can't see much of anything in them, but I will do my best. So break through the glass onto the other side, and I'm just going to leave that open for now. And you want to start by getting out polished diorite, red concrete, smooth quartz blocks, black concrete, spruce slabs, which we'll also use for planks, polished black stone stairs, and nether brick stairs. Now we'll just grab black glass so I can seal that. If you look towards it, you want to look essentially towards like molding rooms, so right across this room. And so from the rightmost row of gray concrete of this window, you want to count to this, actually this like strip on the corner of musical memory, this particular one. And if you take the block in line with the bottom of the window area, you're going to place a red concrete moving out from it. Go toward you diagonally left one, and then forward, which is towards you. Forward diagonally left, forward, forward diagonally left, forward, forward diagonally left, and then forward. You'll then go forward diagonally left, left, then back diagonally left, left, back diagonally left, left, and you want to do this until you have 6 of these little rows of 2. So that'll be 4, 5, 6. You'll then go back diagonally, or I guess, yeah, back diagonally left 1, back diagonally right, back, and you're going to keep going back diagonally right and back with these little rows of 2 until you connect kind of into the side of the wall like so. You're going to place 6 rows of smooth quartz on top of each red concrete. This is a fun one to place, I would say. But it is what it is. Also, do apologize if I either sound tired or I'm a little bit confused with my words. I don't know why I'm tired. I blame daylight savings because it's around that time right now. It's like I think 2 days after. Well, I guess 1 day after, technically. Yeah, I guess that is right. So yeah, I'm a little bit lost in the sauce, I think, but you know, it'll be fine, surely. Just unfortunate it happened to be musical memory of all rooms, because that one isn't particularly the easiest, regardless of if I'm awake or not. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, you should have this. That's your diagonal room. Nice. There's gonna be more where that came from, just not yet. Both the ceiling and the floor, this will be polished diorite, a row below and a row above the walls we've made, which would be, you know, below the red and above the smooth quartz. I guess if that's particularly specific in any way, shape, or maybe form. And yeah. Reject room is really the last big thing for this segment. Honestly, it's the last big thing until, like, Whack-a-Wuggy. Nothing really is crazy. Well, I guess Whack-a-Wuggy is fairly soon, so that would check out. But Whack-a-Wuggy itself doesn't really have anything in it. Like, that, I guess, what are they called? Cart corridors? Aren't particularly overly complicated by any means. It's just a lot of yellow hallways, I mean, you know. As long as we don't miss a hallway or something, we'll be fine. That was a fun one to build originally. A little confusing, but fun. I thought it was more confusing in the game, I'm not gonna lie, but it pretty much is just a straight shot. Anyway, you should have this. Before we focus on anything else, I didn't texture the walls in here again because I don't have a reason, actually. But I would punch just a bunch of holes in your ceiling here, similarly to how we did in something or other. We did it somewhere, I know. Oh, it was just literally in, yeah, it was literally in musical memory. Okay, I knew it was recent. And yeah, you're gonna fill a block above this in with black concrete, like this kind of. If you have any areas where you're up against the wall, I would bring the smooth quartz up a row. You could alternatively use like snow or something, just to have a little bit of variation in color and block, but that is kind of up to you. I don't really think it's necessary. And this is a fun one to like just draw lines with, you know? So keep a constant line going at all times. And yeah, don't trap yourself out. But from the inside, it should look something like this. Doesn't have to be specific in any way. If you want to do the like trapdoors or something, you can with the stairs. It changes to trapdoors in statues. I think that's the next time you actually see holes in the ceiling like this. Yeah, I don't think there's any segment in Whack-a-Wuggy. And reject room in the rest of the area of, I think, stone ceilings. Oh, we need a black banner. I didn't even notice that. That's cool. So, first off, if you're still looking at the window here, you want to look to the left to this diagonal wall. And leaving the, like, I guess if you're looking at it, the rightmost row of smooth quartz, this row here, this little row of 2 open, you want to take the next 2 diagonals and place upside down spruce slabs on this first row of smooth quartz. First 2, I guess. Well, no, I guess it is the first one, but it's like these 2 segments, whatever, something like that. You're going to place 2 more rows of upside down spruce slabs moving up from that, and you should have this. Directing your attention back to the window itself, you want to take the 3 rows where you have 2 rows of glass, because that makes sense, as opposed to like 1 or none, and you're going to place spruce planks, just kind of sticking towards you from the gray concrete. It should be 6 blocks in total like this. Leaving the leftmost one open, you'll take the next 3 and place upside down polished black stone stairs facing into the glass like so. Behind the spruce from them, or I guess inside, you're going to place nether brick stairs facing into the spruce like so, and that should give you this. On the kind of bottom right-hand corner glass, you'll just place a black banner off of it like so. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's there, so yeah. And yeah, that should give you this. Nice. That's pretty much all I added in this room. If you want to add a light or something or whatever, you can. But yeah, that's all I particularly bothered myself with. And that is, I mean, musical memory done. We have to do the little vent, but that is not particularly important. But yeah, you should have this now. It looks pretty good. What was that, 20 minutes about? So yeah, we'll kind of start reject room, I think, but we obviously have to do the vent first. So on the left side here, you can clear your inventory and get out the following. I'm also going to worry about texturing, but we'll do that after this. Pale oak trapdoors, polished andesite slabs, redstone torches, and a bamboo sign. And so on the left wall, it should be this diagonal wall right here with the, you know, the light and the thing, and then this is the wall that we entered from. If you take the second gray wool row, which is the backmost one, you'll break the bottom 2 gray wool along with the mud row to the left. Place upside down polished andesite slabs in place of the top blocks, and then above the left slab you're placing a redstone torch, and above the right you're placing a bamboo sign, both just off the wall like so. You're gonna, out from the vent, break the first 2 kind of blocks of stone that stick out and replace them with pale oak trapdoors on the top half of the block. You can't place them here because you can't crouch through this then, which is really annoying. I guess you could do like this or something, but that's a whole lot of extra steps, so I just embedded it in the floor. And if you want to place stone under it for lighting, then you can, although I don't think it matters here. As for the texturing, the floor is just textured with a light bit of andesite and gravel. I didn't go anything too crazy here, just, you know, a little bit of a, again, as I've said several times in this, but I will continue to say, just, you know, a little bit of a light dusting, just kind of like this or something. I'll show you what I mean. The gravel is annoying. This one I don't particularly have any other blocks, so I'd recommend using the gravel. But you could just slash fill a giant area under it with like planks or something. I think I did that originally. But yeah. That's that room's texturing. This is one of the, I guess, lighter ones. I mean, I guess it is technically still textured now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm considering the walls when I say that, so I guess it works both ways. But anyway. Yeah. Now it's time for the vent, whenever you've done texturing. You can get rid of those 2 whopping materials and get out. Polished andesite. Polished andesite slabs. Sea lanterns. Monster spawners. I guess glow item frames for the sea lanterns. I didn't really consider that, but that is a thing we'll be needing. And that should be everything. I guess black concrete might be of use. So I want to start with the left wall here, and if we're looking towards the vent, again, you'll just take the left side here, and we'll take the bottom mud specifically and extend it back with a polished andesite. Back being that way. Actually towards the back. That's interesting. From there, you're going to go back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Back. Then back diagonally left with a monster spawner. Back. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Back. And then left, just immediately. Back diagonally left with a monster spawner. Left. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Then back diagonally left with a monster spawner. Left. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Back diagonally left with a monster spawner. Okay. Left. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. And then left by 13. Then forward or towards you by 8. Then left by 12. I love the Minecraft ambiance. That's great. And then back by 5. And then left by 1. And the next block would be where the reject room should start. And you see it is directly under the staircase pretty much, which is cool. I'm actually going to confirm that I am technically speaking in the right line. I'm in line with the purple pillar there, and that is correct. You see I am just like, I'm a couple blocks off, but I guess moving that way. But I'm in line with it at least, which is all that I particularly care about here in confirming. Because beyond that, it really doesn't matter all that much. Did I not do the lights? Are there lights? Oh, no, all the lights are on the other side, I guess. So, yeah, we're going to do the same thing with the other side rather than doing anything else, because, yeah. Head back to the vent, and again, we're going to start from the right side, and from the mud, just go back with a polished andesite. Then back diagonally left. Back. Back diagonally left with a sea lantern. Back. Back diagonally left. back. Back diagonally left by 2. Then left. Back diagonally left with a monster spawner. That's so cool. And then left. Wait, no, that's should be like this, I guess. Yeah, okay. Then back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Back diagonally left. Left. Then back diagonally left with a monster spawner. Left. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Left with a sea lantern. Back diagonally left with a polished andesite. Left. Back diagonally left. Left by 6. Left with 2 monster spawners. Polished andesite. Sea lantern. Then 7 polished andesite. Then forward with 2 monster spawners. Polished andesite. Sea lantern. 4 polished andesite. Then left with a sea lantern. Then 5 polished andesite. Then back with a sea lantern. Back with 4 polished andesite. And then left by 4. And that should give you a 2-block pathway entirely. The diagonal is a little bit weird. Like some spots it's 3. It's like 3, 2 almost every other. But yeah, that is intentional. You should have this. Each monster spawner and polished andesite you will extend up by 1. The only thing, I guess, is the sea lanterns are also brought up with a polished andesite. And that'll make the vent 2 blocks tall. And then we'll worry about the, I guess, other pathways and the floor and stuff. And yeah, we'll be on our merry way. I think after that, I honestly might just not even start reject room. Depending on how long the vent takes. If the vent takes us to like 35 minutes, I'm not going to waste the 5 minutes on reject. Because whatever. It's a large room, so it'll probably be 2, maybe 3 parts of its own even. 1 because of the size, and 2 because of the amount of detail. It's a good amount. You should have this. Before we do anything else, the floor you want to fill in with polished andesite as well. Just a block below the bottom row of the vent, obviously, because we need the lights visible still. You will be filling under monster spawners as well. Since we'll have to do it later anyway, so why not do it right now? And then we'll go through with the monster spawners, because some of them have pathways and some of them don't. I think it's like 2 of pathways, actually. Or it was 2 originally. I might have, like, torn 1 off entirely. I know I shortened 1. But I can't remember if I, like, actually kept them all or not. Because I ended up getting too close, or too far over, and I couldn't fit the... What's it called? The, staircase room at the end of the loop here. Which, yes, this does loop. So it is important you get this exactly perfectly specific. If you get it wrong, then, yeah, you'll notice in, like, 4 parts, probably. I think after reject room, I am going to probably lay out everything so we can confirm that it lines up accordingly. Rather than making you do, like, all of that. But I want to get reject room done before I even consider any of that. Because, yeah, reject room is at least structure blockable. If you mess up something before that, then you'll know, I guess. Anyway, yeah, you should have this. As for the pathways that actually have something funny going on, we're going to start with the very... Okay, yeah, it's actually just 2 that are next to each other. It's on the left here at the very beginning. Essentially, it's these first 2 on the kind of diagonal right here. It's not that one, I guess, it's the next 2. And so, you can do this however you so choose. I don't really have a specific way I'm going to be like, you have to do it like this. But I'm just going to take the andesite in front of them and extend it left by 1 row. Then back diagonally left, I guess. Then back diagonally left with a black concrete row. And then I guess I'm considering that back now along the vent. And then you'll place a polished andesite row kind of, I guess, back diagonally right. And then you'll go right a row, forward diagonally right a row, and then just connect into the andesite from there. Nothing really fancy going on. I'll fill in the floor in these as well. The rest are, I believe, just blocked off, but I do want to confirm that before I start telling to block everything off, because God forbid there is one more somewhere sneaky. No, there is not. Yeah, the rest are just blocked off with polished andesite. Making sure you also get any sides that might have a block peeking out, because, yeah, you don't want anything coming through. You don't want to be able to see into the outside world. We're supposed to feel trapped in the facility, not free, but yeah. Unironically very true. And yeah, you should have that. Before we put in the ceiling, I want to mark the monster spawners that are in the ceiling, because there's a couple of them around. I think there's like 3 or something. Let me just confirm. There's 2, I guess. So the first one heads, like, essentially, if you just kind of head into the vent and just walk along, you want to take with the first set of monster spawners here that you come across. If you go just kind of behind it, so that way you're going to place an upside down polished andesite slab, and then up diagonally back you'll have a monster spawner. Monster spawner will be brought back by 1 along with right arrow. The next one is not for a little while. It's on this like straightaway, this first straightaway point here where it's no diagonal or anything, it's just straight, and you have the monster spawners at the end. If you actually take said monster spawners at the end, you'll go forward from each one with 4 upside down polished andesite slabs, and the monster spawners will be at the next kind of block in front. And they'll be upper row, obviously, because you need to be able to actually move. Although this does become really annoying if you're trying to fly through this vent in creative, because you'll keep banging your head on things unless you get it positioned right, which is possible. One more thing we'll do before we fill in the rest of the ceiling is the sea lanterns. Just off of like any portion of the sea lantern that is visible from the inside of the vent, you'll just kind of place a glow item frame off of it and call it a day. Some it'll be 2, some it'll be 1. Just don't really think about it too hard. Just if you see a sea lantern without anything on it, just smack a glow item frame on there. Now you can fill in your entire ceiling with upside down polished andesite slabs. Again, as I mentioned, the vents here at the top aren't particularly useful. They do have a pathway up, though, which we'll worry about in a second. But just start by filling in everything first, and then we'll kind of focus on fixing up the little things that will end up becoming visible at this point. Don't want to throw out too many things at once. Yeah, okay, we're at 32 minutes right now, so this vent will take us to 35 at least. At least I think. I already forgot how long the first video clip was, but I feel like it was 5 minutes. I could very well be wrong, but you never know. And then, yeah. You will have to coat all these with blocks on top of these slabs, just because they will shine light through. Especially in some portions like here where you're between well, I guess you're still under the game station. But I think that will still show light through because you're far enough out to where it would still show. The only other thing we'll actually set up for before we continue the vent is just taking the upside down polished andesite slabs at the end and extending them out a row like so. That'll just be helpful to throw the reject room just straight on the end there. From this point, you have a couple things. The monster spawners that are not on the ceiling, the ones that are actually in the sides of the vents, if you didn't already, you want polished andesite on top of them like so to cover that up. You don't want that visible. Again, you don't want to see the outside world. As for the 2 that are vibing here on the ceiling, as far up as you'd like, you'll just kind of place polished andesite rows around it and then black it off at the top. Again, a lot of this is inferencing how far you want it and just what you want to do. The only thing that really is specific is, I guess these, I know I didn't tell you them specifically, but those are a little bit specific. Because you may have to trim them down later depending on, although I think you'll be just like off a block if you did it the same as I did. If you didn't, don't really worry about it too much because it doesn't matter anyway. But yeah. And then yeah, I'll just bring this one up to the same height. This one you do have to be a little bit careful with, I think. Is that the one? Wait, hold on. I don't know. I was thinking this was positioned to an ever so specific spot to where it's a problem, but no, it's not. It's fine. Never mind. I thought it was in the way of statues or something, but we're good. And yeah, you should have this. Did I make them the same height? Wow, I did. Crazy. I just kind of want to talk about Reject Room for a second here, I think. If I get over there real quick. So, Reject Room, we're kind of at the top of it right now. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's a lot going on. So we'll start with like the walls and stuff there, I think. But yeah, it is a complicated room, so do be ready for that, I suppose. But yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 25 of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 tutorial complete. Thank you guys if you guys did enjoy this video. Overall, I am pretty happy with that through 25 parts. I kind of thought it'd be like... I honestly thought the game station would have taken us almost to 25 on its own, but yeah, we're almost like, we're about halfway through, I think, the musical memory area in general. Maybe a little bit more. Depends on how long Reject Room takes, because the rest of the hallways are fairly easy anyway, so you shouldn't be concerned about those. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.